Magnificent. Hello, readers. Welcome back to another Readers Workshop mini lesson with your reading teacher, Mr. Trainer. Sorry, you had to see that. I was just practicing my best David Attenborough voice. You might be wondering why, Mr. Trainer, the reading teacher, would you be trying to practice your best David Attenborough voice? Well, I've actually been in contact with Sir David, and David needs us. David Attenborough has decided to make a blockbuster documentary about a text that we have read, and he wants us to design the movie poster for it. Now, he has some conditions. It is Sir David Attenborough, so we need to make sure we listen to them. He wants it to be visually appealing, but he also wants us to create a short summary explaining what it is mostly about. All right, so let's get into it. A summary. A summary focuses on the main idea or main ideas, depending on the complexity of the text that you've been reading. So once we've got the main idea or the main ideas, we need to think about the important details. Now, there's lots of different details in a text, but we need to make sure we stick to just the important ones. To do that, we need to make sure we're linking those details to the main idea, the supporting details. And that's how we determine whether something is interesting or whether it is important. So that is how we write a summary. So I've been reading this text about the International Space Station, or the ISS, and we did some work this week around how we can find the main ideas and make sure we get supporting details to back that up. And we've been using the hand strategy to help us do that, with the palm being the main idea in here. So the most important thing that the author wants us to know about the topic, it is not just the topic, it is what the author wants us to know about the topic. And you can see my topic here is the ISS, and here is what the author wants me to know about the ISS. Then what we had to do is we had to go around our fingers and try and find as many supporting details as we can. And here are the ones that I were able to find. So I've already done all of the hard work, all of the hard reading work, all of the hard thinking work. All I need to do now is I need to think about how I can turn all of that into a short summary that explains the most important things from that text that I have read, so I can turn it into a movie poster. Now, I could just turn them into a paragraph by sticking them together, but I want to make sure that I'm not doubling up on the information because I want it to sound good also. So around here, I've got my supporting details, and this one here, this supports the fact that it's hurtling or speeding around the Earth, so that's good. I've got this one here. This also supports the fact that it speeds around the Earth. They are slightly different, so I'm not doubling up there. I've got this one here. It's made it possible for people to live and work in space. So that backs up the fact that it's a laboratory in space. Over here, it says up there, scientists are developing new technologies and conducting experiments. Now that backs up the idea that it's a laboratory. But I'm thinking that these two ideas here, these two supporting details are very similar. And I think if I included both of them as they are in my summary, it would sound a bit repetitive. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this one here, because I reckon if I just talk about how scientists are developing new technologies and conducting experiments, it's the same as saying it's made it possible for people to live and work in space. So I think that I can get rid of that one in my summary because I'm already mentioning that idea or that detail in this one over here. So what I've done is I've put all of that together after I've done my thinking about what's the most important things that I need to include in there. And here is my summary. The ISS is a laboratory speeding around the Earth. The scientists developing new technologies and conducting experiments only get 45 minutes of daylight and 45 minutes of darkness, as it only takes 90 minutes to orbit the Earth. So there you can see I've started off with my main idea because that's what the author really wants me to know. And then I have put in my supporting details. And I haven't just put them in sentence by sentence. I've actually thought about how I could join them together and thought about how they flowed better as a summary statement. So there's my summary. I've done all of the hard work. Now I need to turn it into a movie poster to send to Sir David Attenborough. Let's have a look. Here it is. So I've made it visually appealing. I've got a picture of the International Space Station. I've used the topic as the title of the poster or the movie. So the ISS. And then under it down here, I have my summary. And this really explains to the audience what it is mostly about with the main idea and the supporting details. So that is what you are to do today. David Attenborough needs you. He wants a movie poster, visually appealing, with the topic as the title and the summary based on the main idea, strategy, and the supporting details that we have been working on for the last few days.